Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So we do have a Silk and Kindred balance update and also a new buff announcement. So in short, for those of you who are in a rush, but still, even though you are in a rush, do not forget to hit that like button. Anyways, for those of you who need TLDR, Silk and Kindred remain unchanged, and the champion that is getting buffed is Red Guardian. And the buff will go live in February. Kind of weird. Well, yeah, February is going to be when the buff goes live. So, to break down the post, so Balance Team here again with update on the latest round of champions for the review of Silk and Kindred. Silk has entered the contest aimed at being an Alliance Warren Battlegrounds attacker that quickly, efficiently took down some of the scariest mystics. Her value was immediately felt across Battle Realm, quickly being one of the most used and now banned attackers in these modes. We took a look at her data to make sure she did not break the ceiling of damage dealers in Science class, and we're glad to say she hasn't. The Battle Realm's first 7-star rank 3 will be staying as is. For those of you who do not know, Fintech has a rank 3 Silk. Right. Kindred was aimed at becoming the next scary Mystic Defender, with the Centipede strikes that reduce buff potency through atrophy, a difficult special one you need to punish, and a route to try and catch you as one last time. Overall, Kindred has performed extremely well on defense, even considering both Alliance War and Battlegrounds attack tactics take away their biggest threat. Offensively, Kindred is becoming well in their niche target performing well in their niche target matchups, which is all that was asked of them. Kindred is a menace in the best way. We'll be keeping them as is. Now, this one I kind of disagree with. I think Silk's perfectly fine. I think Silk is a very, very good, potent offensive champion. I don't think she's broken. I do think she, needs her high rank. She's not a champion that punches up extremely well, for instance. And yeah, I think Silk's perfectly balanced, good, top-tier champion. Not much wrong with that. With Kindred, however, I do have some issues, actually, personally speaking, like both on offense and defense. I don't think he stacks up quite as well, like on the defensive end, once people get used to him. And this is probably going to be where I get some pushback from a lot of you, and I get it. Nobody likes to fight tougher defenders for the most part. But I do think Kindred isn't as much of a Mystic Menace as he was initially intended to be. I think it's going to be one of those Iron Man Infinity War situations almost, where, initially people get wrecked by him and stuff like that, and then eventually he's gonna... I don't think that a year or two from now we're gonna see many Kindreds, super highly ranked in as being the scariest defenders. Because, once you kind of learn the couple tricks, how to fight him, some of the matchups, there are many, many champions that can deal with Kindred as a champion as well. Many that potentially shouldn't, and I am personally on the opinion that if he's designed to be kind of strictly like a defender, he comes nowhere close to the level of like Sasquatch or Korg or something. But that's me. That said, I think that his offensive performance is abysmal. I don't think I have ever won a match trying to use Kindred on attack, and I don't think I have ever lost a match where somebody else tried to use Kindred on attack. Even if it's good matchups, he's just overwhelmingly slow. Like, if opponent has Kindred and I have relatively decent matchup, I wouldn't be afraid to, let's say, drop Hulkling on defense. Yeah, of course, he's going to get the fight done. Kindred is going to kill Hulkling eventually, but it's going to take forever, and I'm just going to outpace that. So, saying that he's performing well in the niche target matchups, I kind of disagree with that. Even in matchups where Mystic Dispersion supercharges his abilities and lets him spam special attacks and everything else, still shit. It really is. And yeah, for most part, I think Korg is for scarier defender, and I'd feel much better bringing in Korg in some science matchup, like let's say using Korg against Quicksilver or something, than I would using Kindred against Cosmics. Like, I think I would have better fighting chance with Korg of equal rank. But fair enough, if Kabam wants to leave him as is, it's just going to be one of those similar situations to, let's say, where Adam Warlock was in. And, if Kabam thinks that Adam Warlock's kit works perfectly fine, then it just means that it's not the champion for me, because I can't really overlook the flaws in that. And with Kindred, the biggest flaw is his damage. He's too slow. There's just no way around it. Even if you have a great matchup, unless your opponent's completely trapped, you're still gonna lose just because of how pathetically noodle hands Kindred is. So, that's fine. I think most people will be fine with both of them. Most people will be happy with Silk remaining the way she is, because some people are worried about her getting nerfed. And I think most people will be happy the way Kindred is as well. He's a defender. Plenty of people are still scared of him, which again, I don't think will last for a long time. Just kind of need to learn again a few things in that matchup and you'll be fine. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. I think it's a bit missed opportunity. They could have made Kindred much more valuable than he is with slight adjustments. He has my biggest pain point with Kindred is the fact that he has amazing and awesome kit. It's just not viable. It's just too slow. Like in between his immunities, buff duration, shortening, power steal, regen, and all that stuff. I think his kit is very cool. I think he's this close to being, a solid two-way champion, or at the very least borderline acceptable attacker and a decent defender. And the fact that Kabam doesn't want to just, go that extra mile to make him a truly desired champion. I don't know. It just feels like a bit sad, a wasted opportunity where whoever made Kindred, put in like amazing work, and I feel like it's gonna be undervalued because of this. So what's next? Because both of these champions are staying as is, we will be giving a Red Guardian a tune-up. We're aiming to make his rotation much more sustainable and his damage more rewarding. The timeline of Red Guardian will be as follows. December and January, he's going to be in beta builds, and then in February, he's going to be full release with changes. Now, due to the recent Sandman buff kerfuffle nerf situation, I'm definitely going to be a lot more concerned covering any early, buff versions of Red Guardian, because, there's absolutely no reason to believe at the moment that would be the final buff that we get. And in February, we're going to get to see whether Red Guardian's finally going to become the champion he always could be. The thing about Red Guardian is, upon his release, I was really excited about Red Guardian because he was, the first fully buff immune champion in the game, which is proven to be incredibly great, utility, incredibly great immunity. And I think it's even more valuable now than ever. And he has a very stable and good access to slow, which I always liked. And the only problem really with Red Guardian was that, he can't really maintain and sustain his damage. I think, utility and kit-wise, he's borderline perfect science champion. Immune to buffs, has a very fast, easy access to slow, and, has his damage on level 2s and whatnot. It's very simple, but in my opinion, could be very effective. Realistically, he isn't, because it's impossible to play him in any meaningful fights and scenarios. And he was always one of those champions that, again, seemed to be this close of being great if you could just actually use him the way he was, clearly designed and the way his rotations are. I remember I once tried to record that Red Guardian, does crazy damage clip, and I was trying to do Labyrinth of Legends Old Man Logan really quickly with like a recoiled, boosted Red Guardian, stuff like that. And it was just impossible. Like, it was quite literally impossible to do the entire fight without losing your ramp up. But if you can do it, he would nuke that down very fast. So Red Guardian actually has a very high damage ceiling. But it's going to be very interesting to see how his buff looks like, especially because this particular buff feels kind of like a bit of vindication, because most of the people suspect that Red Guardian was meant to get buffed quite a while ago, and Kabam kind of refused to buff him due to real life political events and the war, Russian-Ukrainian war and stuff. And I'm just kind of happy to see that it's finally coming, because it's going to be one of those things, one of those what ifs that Kabam can put to rest. Because a lot of people have been thinking, it's like, what if Red Guardian did get a buff, or how did that buff potentially could have looked like, And getting a bit of closure, I suppose, on that is a very good thing. So that is the information about the upcoming balance and whatnot updates. So everybody who was still kind of hesitant and waiting, rest assured, Silk's not getting touched. Kindred is not getting touched, and Red Guardian is getting a buff. Let me know what you guys think about that, and I will catch you guys soon. Bye-bye. Hello there, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about